Hi Planner fam, welcome back to my channel. This is Best Laid Plans, and today I'm finally going to be doing an actual functional monthly layout. Last month I did an opera inspired monthly spread, but it was more of a memory keeping monthly spread because I didn't get the materials for it until the very end of the month because I had to wait for them to arrive from overseas. So I will leave a card if you want to check that out. I did Turandot by Puccini for the May monthly spread. But today we are doing June 2021, and I have my classic Happy Planner monthly layout here. The Happy Planner, I am using all of the sticker books. Anything that I use from Happy Planner, I will list in the description box. I will be using some of the Floral Mega Book stickers and Colorful Florals and Pressed Florals. We'll be doing, since it is the month of Pride, a rainbow spread. And I'll also be using this sheet music washi tape. And for today's theme, I do have another opera that I'll be being inspired by as I create this spread. And this month it's going to be Strauss's Der Rosenkavalier. And this is a very, very famous opera. And I also thought it would be perfect for Pride because the opera itself, all of the main three leading roles, so the young love interest, the Marceline, who is sort of the wise, older Rococo woman, and then the young Count Octavian are all played by women. And there is so many wonderful themes in the opera about love and, you know, just finding love like naturally and not being forced to really conform to society, and older generation giving the younger generation a chance. There's just so much wonderful music and themes and great discussion starters in this opera, and I really thought it would be perfect to do for Pride Month. So I do have some artwork and other things from the opera that I'll show you that I have gotten ready that are not your standard stickers or scrapbooking supplies, just so you know what I'm using. So in addition to just the Happy Planner stickers and the music washi, I also have on my Polaroid mint printer printed out some album art and some photos from different stagings of De Rosenkavalier. And I also have this lovely, this is actually from, I think, a record cover, and I really liked how colorful the image was, and I thought it was really nice. So I am using that, but I didn't really get a vibe of Octavian being played by a woman because it was kind of a blurred image, so I wanted to have a lot more showing actual performers, the women who've performed the role. I have my master list that I made for my at a glance layout, and I am now ready to really build out a full month. So we have a very neutral monthly spread, which I really like, and we'll kind of be able to paint it with stickers like a canvas. So I want to go ahead and start with the colors of the rainbow. So I have some of my favorite Inkjoy pens. These are the 0.7 millimeter Inkjoy gel pens, and I have them already laid out so that I can sort of gauge the rainbow of color. So I am going to start with yellow on this side, kind of moving forward. And I think I'm going to start with the Pressed Florals book. And while I am putting down the stickers onto the days of the month where I have things to mark, I will go ahead and talk to you a little bit more about the opera, and I will let you know now if you want to skip that and just see, you know, the ending planning and decoration, that's fine. I will leave the minute mark so you can see where you can skip ahead to in case you don't want spoilers or you just want to head to that. So De Rosenkavalier roughly translates to The Night of the Rose, and it is a comic opera that is in 3 acts, and the composer is Richard Strauss. I have an affinity for Strauss opera. They were some of the first opera that I ever saw. The first production of this was actually in 1911, so this is a 20th century opera, but it is set more so in a Rococo setting, so like an 18th century setting, and it opens with the Marschallin, who is a older aristocratic woman, and her young lover, who is Count Octavian. And the one thing I should mention is that there is a lot of queer coding and gender bending going on in how this opera is scored and cast, because Count Octavian is always played by a woman. So it's one of the great mezzo roles, and it's not actually uncommon to have someone over the course of their career as an opera singer be able to perform the role of Octavian, the role of Marschallin, and then of Sophie von Faninal, and I will talk to you about Sophie in just a second. So we open with Count Octavian and the very young Count Octavian and the very wise and adventurous Marschallin, who has taken him as her lover. What ends up happening is Marschallin discovers that her cousin, who is the Baron Ox, is going to take a very, very young girl, Sophie, who is a rich bourgeois daughter, to be his fiance. And so the Marschallin, knows what it's like to be forced into a marriage at a very young age. That's one of the reasons she's taken so many lovers over the years. So she's never actually been happy in her marriage, and she sings an incredible aria about how she grew up and how she empathizes with this Sophie, and she then concocts a scheme. There is going to be a presentation of a rose, a symbolic presentation of a rose to Sophie that symbolizes her engagement, and at the Marschallin suggestion, Octavian actually will act as the Rosenkavalier, or the Knight of the Rose, who will present the ceremonial rose to Sophie. What Marschallin is hoping for, and what does end up happening, is that Sophie and Octavian instantly fall in love. And so the Marschallin then she sort of helps them concoct a scheme to get out of this forced marriage. There's just so much beautiful music, and the story is really lovely, but I think the thing that really draws me to Rosenkavalier is the fact that all 3 of the major roles in this opera are sung by women and performed by women. Even male parts, or male-coded parts, are performed by female singers. And so I feel like Rosenkavalier definitely inspired things like Takarazuka in Japan, where we have women performing all the roles of a musical or operatic piece. But Rosenkavalier is one of a number of Strauss operas that do this. Not only does it celebrate women's voices, but it also looks at sexuality and in owning your sexuality. And one of the things I love about the character of the Marschallin in particular is that she allows Sophie the chance to own her sexuality and her love in a world where that is something that's really taken and is so selfless that she would, she's going to give up her lover because she wants someone else to experience real love. and falling in love. And that was something she never was able to when she was Sophie's age. So there's so much great conversation to be had about this opera. It has a happy ending. It has beautiful music. And I absolutely love anything gender bending with opera. Some of the best men in opera are women. And I thought that it would be a really good opera to choose for the month of Pride. For that reason, it's just a really good conversation starter. And I think that it's something that maybe you don't expect to see in traditional opera, a woman playing a man's part. And while there are definitely parts that were like originally in like really early opera written for castrati that can sometimes be performed by women who can sing in that range, more often than not, they weren't written for women. Whereas Strauss specifically wrote all of the, the three main leading parts in this to be performed by women. And the fact that the opera itself really deals with themes of sexuality, and women aging, and aging women's sexuality, sexual predators versus and toxic masculinity versus natural falling in love. And I think that there's just some really great themes. I really recommend watching this opera. I think that it's such a joy to listen to as well. So that's the Knight of the Rose, or Der Rosenkavalier. So I'm going to now go ahead and place my largest scrapbook paper piece down, and it is going to go here. So it's going to cover up some of the boxes, but I think it looks good overall. You can still see the colors, which is what I wanted. So I'm just going to use my handy dandy Dollar Tree glue stick. And there I have basically most of the spread done now. I really love using boxes like these for monthly layouts. If you have a lot of things going on, which I will in June and July, they're really busy months for me. Even though I have actually a vacation week this week, I still have so much stuff around it that I really want to have a place to write stuff in. I do have some things that I already know about that are done or they're set in stone. So I am going to go through and write those using my different colored gel pens to keep that rainbow theme. I really want the accents to be the darker, more black and white colors, and then the rainbow to kind of pop in the background. So I finally have everything written in, and I have to look up some times for things, but I did get them down, and I remembered some other things that were things I wanted to plan to do, and I wrote them in as well. And there's still plenty of space to write in more things as the month progresses if I need to, but I am really happy with that. I'm going to go into the Colorful Florals book now, and I'm just going to get some decorative stickers and place them in a few places just to fill in some of the large white space where there's not going to be writing. And the last sticker I'm going to use is actually going to be from the Pride sticker book. I did not end up using the Floral Mugger book at all because Colorful Florals and Press Florals really had all of the rainbow I wanted. But I did want to use this Stay True to You sticker in honor of Pride Month, and I just think it is very much within the theme of the opera because we have the characters kind of defying the social order and finding true love. And I feel like that is very relevant to Pride as well. So I'm going to go ahead and use this sticker, and then we will finish decorating with the different opera cutouts that I have. And here is the final spread for this month. I love how I have basically the whole storyline here, and then I also have the Stop and Smell the Roses and Stay True to You with Sophie and Octavian, and it tells the story of the Rosenkavalier, but I think that it also has that theme of pride, and I'm just loving how colorful this is. I did not have the Pastel Rainbow book, which would have been my preference, but I think that the florals actually works better with the theme. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and hit subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. Hit the bell for notifications, and I will see you in the next one. Have a great month. Bye.